get to the early afternoon games and really the game of the week in my estimation, especially for those of us who are easily distracted by bright, shiny objects and get caught up in the rookies who come to the NFL and make it look easy. That's Jayden Daniels. We saw him last week against the guy who was Jayden Daniels in 2017. This week it's against the guy who was Jayden Daniels in 2019 and still kind of is. Great quarterback, great running threat, 348 passing yards against the Bengals when they bottled up the middle last week to take away Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson as runners. Commanders 4-1 at the 3-2 Ravens. 6.5-point favorites are Baltimore with an over-under of 51.5. Chris, you have not yet picked Washington against the spread this year. Will you be doing it now?
Wow, that's interesting. You'll have to hold on and wait and hear this. Now, I think the Ravens are the better team, all right? The Ravens are the better team. I also would say that I think at their best, when they play their best quality football, right, I feel free to say that the Ravens are in the conversation for the best team in the NFL. I feel like that. They got a lot of positives and a lot of strengths about their football team. And I don't think this is the greatest matchup in the world for Washington. One, I do think the Ravens defense is going to be a little pissed off about last week and how they performed, right? So I expect a little bounce back there in that situation, let alone they got a defensive line that I think can be like, hey, we can handle the run, and now we can worry about the pass game and Jayden Daniels scrambling a little bit and be able to defend it that way. But where I really worry about Washington in the matchup is their defense. Washington does not stop the run all that well, and if the Ravens just stay with the run in this one, again, they are going to put Washington in a spot to where it's either going to be like, we continue to gash you in the run game because you're worried about the pass game too, or you go all in on the run game, and now your secondary is not all that good, and you can't cover Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. So this could be another game like I called last week, right, where I said this will be the week probably that Lamar Jackson throws for 350 yards. I could see that again happening this week because I think the Commanders are a severe disadvantage in that department. I think this game is fun and goes back and forth for a while, but the Ravens show that clearly they're the cream of the crop in this one. I'm going Ravens 34-23.
Wow. So you have the Ravens covering, the Commanders not covering.
Yeah.
I'll have a late touchdown and a two-pointer from the Commanders to make it 34-31. You know, I worry about the Ravens. We've seen what happens when they get into a home game where they're ahead.
Yep.
I think back to the last time we saw Deshaun Watson play well. It was a November game against the Ravens in Baltimore where the Browns stole it late. I'm concerned the Commanders are going to hang around and steal this one. I still think at the end of the day, the Ravens fend off the challenge. One thing I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Are we at the point, Chris, entering into week 6, where there's enough film of Jayden Daniels and the Cliff Kingsbury offense that the Ravens, who now have Dean Pease as a senior advisor to help first-year defensive coordinator Zach Orr, is there enough film out there that maybe the Ravens can figure out how to take away the things that Jayden Daniels likes to do?
I would think we're getting towards that time there where you start to see that a little bit more. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And that's the big thing that we've talked about, right? We want to see if Cliff Kingsbury can continue to stay ahead of the game. There are definitely new things a part of his offense. But what's going to be different compared to this week and last week is, you know, they're not, like we saw last week, one-on-one and having to blitz and do all that to stop them. The Ravens aren't going to have to do that stuff. They're going to feel very comfortable going, our front four can stop it. We're not going to leave, you know, a Terry McLaurin one-on-one on the island very many times during the football game. This is a different animal. I don't think Washington has played a team of this caliber yet, and I think it'll be kind of, I don't want to say a wake-up call, but a little like, oh, whoa, okay, wait, this is what an NFL elite team is all about. Yo, homies, thanks for watching. Yeah, it's time. The NFL season is here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
You can hit subscribe to get all the weekly picks, plus our Sunday recaps as the games are happening.
Oh, you know it. Nobody does that better than us. Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out. We'll see you next time on Unbuttoned.